Our fathers out of India come, and they stopped but they found water. And the Gadger boys are their greedy eyes, and they coveted our daughters, they coveted our daughters. And the moon shone into the sea, across the ponds with silver. There was music that night in the dark campsite, but the music made you shiver. To be the gypsy, la 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 la. Then across the deserts our fathers come, with a dancing boy and the barren drum. And the Gadger boys are their greedy eyes. Oh, they coveted our freedom, and they coveted our freedom. And wreathe it in your landscape as the Sikhs to the five senses, but the pastures close as the cowboy knows, and the world's cut up with fences. To catch the gypsy, la 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 la. And the colors fade on the caravans, and the old roads bend and change, and the vigilantes move us on, but still we do remain, and as fast we do remain. Well, it's your ways, they only keep us on the paths that we have chosen. When it's cold at night and the fire won't light and the children's hands are frozen, and it's hard to be the gypsy. Ooh la 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 ooh la ooh la 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 ooh la ooh la la ooh la ooh la la la. Oh, the fire burns the cage, the key, and the dancer of delight, and the flame that burns behind your eyes, but it flickers in your sight, flickers in your sight. And you may die of cold because the ways that you have chosen, they warm your hands but not your heart, and they've left your poor soul frozen. Let the gypsy dance, let the gypsy dance, for if the gypsy cannot dance, in your heart you may discover that the flame needs air to burn, and soon it'll be all over. If the gypsy cannot dance, in your heart you may discover who let the flame needs air to burn, and soon it'll be all over. cannot dance, in your heart you may discover that the flame needs air to burn. Soon it'll be all over. How you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. That's an old song. I think I'd just written that when I first played here. I think the dearest seats were 7 and 6. We live in scary times. When you look to the hill you must climb, and your doubts, they will not disappear. Don't look down, look ahead. Isn't that what they said? It's a long way up from down there. To be fearless does not mean that you're brave. To be brave means you have to know fear. Each crevice, each grip, each foothold, each slip, it's a long way up from down there. And so rise with the morning and run to the hills until you can run no more. Like a bird that's set free from the chains of the night and rise from the valley floor. 'Cause the bigger the hill, the more shade, and deep in the dark lurks the fear. But on the top all alone, the only shadow's your own. It's a long way down from up there. And you remember each painstaking step, and the thump of your heart in your ear. Let it beat like a drum, martial courage to come. It's a long way down from up there. And so rise with the morning and run to the hills until you can run no more. Like a bird that's set free from the chains of the night and rise from the valley floor. 'Cause the picture is broader high up, with a view that just cannot compare. 360 degrees might bring you to your knees. It's a long way down from up there. Oh, rise with the morning and run to the hills until you can run no more. Like a bird that's set free from the chains of the night and rise from the valley floor. Or rise with the morning and run to the hills until you can run no more. Like a bird set free from the chains of the night and rise from the valley floor. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tonight's very special. I've got a lot of really great friends to introduce you to as the show goes on, but this is a song which is fairly new. Just a couple of years ago, we lost a very dear and respected member of our musical community, a man called Daryl Adams, who was a spiritual kind of a guru to many of us, and he played the banjo. Not an instrument that you normally associate with spiritual gurus, but I assure you he was. When I first started playing guitar, one of my earliest heroes was Ramblin' Jack Elliott, and Jack came to England in the late 50s and recorded and played along with Daryl Adams, and to say it was a life-altering experience for me just to hear the records. I wasn't aware of them being here actually, but I learned the records and I loved them. And I took to the road in the footsteps of several of my heroes, including Whiz Jones and people like that, Alex Campbell. And I was in Paris in the mid-60s, and my busking partner suggested one day that we moved our pitch to Brussels. And I thought, yeah, sounds all right, let's go to Brussels. What he didn't tell me was that he had a girlfriend there. So I didn't see a whole lot of him, I have to be honest. But I did meet Daryl Adams. Sadly, Daryl was in a kind of a bad way at that time, and although we became friends later on in his life, he had no recollection of that particular meeting. He was lost at that time, he would say. It's all in the song. And when I wrote this, I wasn't sure where it was going. I wanted to write something about Daryl and his gentleness and so on. And somewhere along the line in the song, the only song he could remember at that time was a song called Little Birdie. And it became the kind of little linchpin that the song hangs on. And I suppose if there's a message of this song, it is that you don't need a hammer to make a point. The gentlest touch can sometimes do that. And I would like to dedicate this song tonight to John Peel. We took the train to Brussels. Eddie had a girlfriend there. They fell into each other's arms. I had plenty of time to spare. In the welcome bar, they all spoke French, though sometimes strange things happen. I picked up a couple of words or three. Two of them were music to me. The name Daryl Adams. Well, I took him down to the bar next day. He drank scotch and coke, and I hung on to every word he said, and he stopped shaking and joked. When some folks drink, they get so stoned, they end up falling over. The opposite seems to happen to me. An hour ago I was stumbling, see. Me and my tongue just couldn't agree. Now I drink till I get sober. Well, we took our instruments to town. I was trying too hard to impress. I had to learn to play it soft. I must have been okay, I guess. Little birdie, that is what we sang. I was 21 with a big guitar, flown the Nance but left the door ajar, picking out tunes in a Belgian bar with a tattooed banjo man. Little birdie, oh, it must have been a dove. If hate was tattooed on his left hand, then his picking hand said love, sweet love. When I got back to Paris, it was early in '66. I locked that evening in my mind, though I doubt if he did in his. A few francs and a handshake, as sweet as a soft shoe shuffle. A little bird's feather fell that night, silently and out of sight, in front of the neon light, under a frosty moon so bright. Cracked the frosty pavement right in the cobblestone heart of Brussels. Little birdie, oh, it must have been a dove. If hate was written on his left hand, then his picking hand said love, sweet love. Now rambling's a decision made when heads still rule our hearts, and moving on means something more than having to depart. A little bird's feather fell that night, I was lucky to watch it down, and it fell with a whisper, not a shout. There wasn't anybody else about, but someone saw a star go out over Portland town. Little birdie, it must have been a dove. Hate was tattooed on his left hand, but his picking hand said love, sweet love. Thank you very much. Just the other night up in Norwich, I met one of my pals from my very brief military service. I was 15 years old and I joined the Junior Leaders Battalion. And one of my mates, Sam, turned up. I hadn't seen him for many years. I was 15 when we signed up. And we're both very glad that we got out when we did. And I've always had a soft spot for the military, I suppose, because I know what they go through. I know what their basic training is like, and I know what their risks are like and what they do in our name or for us occasionally. And when I look at young Herberts roaring about the town on a Friday and Saturday night, I'm slightly intimidated at my mature age, but that bravado and everything is the essential ingredient to courage when you are forced to do something or asked to do something. You have to dig into those sort of reserves of boyish bravado and craziness. And I was in Ypres at the Menin Gate at a music festival at Dranuta, and on that gate are the names of 56,000 lost boys, boys whose bodies were never even found after the First World War. So I wrote this song, which is dedicated to them and all the boys who never grew up or had a chance to grow up. A little bit of Peter Pan at the end here with his lost boys in Never Never Land. We're going out tonight and we're looking for a bit of fun. There might be a fight, it could be with anyone. We're not scared of danger, danger's just a flirt. Fear is still a stranger when you know you can't be hurt. Now we're the ones who drive too fast, get a little high on speed, tag our name, show we existed. You can cut me, I won't bleed. Drugs are not the risk, you better take a second look. It's the risk that is the drug, it's a dare that gets you hooked. Now we're the ones who drive too fast, get a little high on speed, and we tag our name, show we existed. And you can cut me, I won't bleed. Drugs are not the risk, you better take a second look. It's the risk that is the drug, it's the dare that gets you hooked. We can drink till morning, and we're doing it all night long. And when we go off without warning, it's just the timing that is wrong. Rebel, hero, coward, yob, all you do is change the name to whatever suits the job. It has always been the same. 'Cause we're the ones who flew the Spitfires, charged the trenches, walked through mines, sailed with Nelson, stood with Harold, rode at Caesar, held the lines, where the conscience of objectors rabble, listed just for drink. We're the ones whose lives are over in a second, in a blink. Brawlers, schemers, scallywags, poets, dreamers making noise, for all those who sleep in battlefields, the Peter Pans, the true lost boys. We're going out tonight. Thank you very much. I was recently in Wales, had a lovely time, playing very far west of Wales actually, and I had a little bit of space to go and visit my favourite museum, if that's the right word, in the world, which is the Dylan Thomas Museum in Swansea, and I went to the boathouse again and I've started reading his poems again. I thought it'd be nice to play a song which I don't very often get to play. I thought, this is one from the Dylan Thomas project that I did, The Boy with the Note. And this is the song of a parent sort of looking at their child and wondering, as you do, what's going to happen. And especially when they have told you that they have decided to become a full-time professional poet. Risky game being a muso, but a poet? Not a prayer, I should think. What will he do now that he's a man and he should be settling down? If only he'd marry a local girl and stay right here in town. Now he's living the artist's life and he's taken the poet's role, and he's fallen deep in love with an Irish girl, and she's captured his heart and soul. What will they do when they are wed? Oh, a poet's pay is poor, sleeping at night in a borrowed bed and then traipsing from door to door. Well, I don't know, and it troubles me so, but they've gone and taken their vows, and he has married his Irish girl, so they'll have to manage somehow. What will they do when the children come, as the children surely will? How will she cope when he drinks till he's numb, to forget all his debts and bills? Well, she's not much more than a girl herself, now a lover, mother and nurse. Ah, but he has married his Irish girl, for better or for worse. For a handsome man she would be a gift, so for him she is a prize. With her high complexion and her corn blonde hair and her blue and knowing eyes, now they wake in each other's arms, and she is the poet's wife. And though he may wander from his Irish girl, he'll love her all his life. He may wander from his Irish girl, but he'll love her all his life. Thank you very much. The electronic piano. I don't know what that was set to. It sounded like it came from Mars to me. Also, I can only play in C. It's just the white notes, you know. I can do, there's one I do in F, but I sort of save that for special occasions. And only when I've done 3 in C, then I throw in the one in F and everyone thinks I can get around the piano. I can't actually, but that's got a magic button on it, and I just tell it, I think I'll play this in A. And I press the magic button and it's A. That's what it was supposed to be. But I pressed the magic button and it went up 5 steps. But I got there. I'm going to dedicate this to some of my best friends in the biz. Fairport Convention. And made this song their own. I went down to the hiring fair for to sell my labor. I noticed the maid in the very next row, and I hoped she'd be my neighbor. Imagine then, oh my delight, when the farmer picked us both. I spoke not a word on the cart to the farm, but my heart beat in my throat. My lodging was dry, my master fair, and I give him full measure. But my envy grew like the corn in the field, for in his house was my treasure, and I'd watch her carry water or drive cows from the byre, and the heat from the sun made the corn grow strong, and with it my desire. I would see her in my dreaming, and in my dreams caress her eyes, her lips, her dark brown hair, the curves beneath her dress. But the harvest time, it came at last. So heavy was the task that the women and the men worked side by side, and I had her near at last. I swung harder with my scythe, few words between us passed, and I cursed my tongue-tied youthfulness, and I hope she'd hear my heart. And when all was safely gathered in, we sat down to rest. My trembling fingers touched her arm, and she placed them on her breast. Then she turned to me as the sun went down, and all of my senses reeled, and we lay there on the scented ground, and the moon rose over the field. She was safely gathered in my arms when from the barn drifted the sound of the violin, and we hurried back to the farm, and all were dancing in the lantern light, and the music filled the air, and I thank my stars for the harvest moon and the girl from the hiring fair. Oh, all the dancing in the lantern light, and the music filled the air, and I thank my stars for the harvest moon and the girl from the hiring fair. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you so much. Now, I know some of you are more familiar with with the introductions to my tunes as you are the tunes themselves, but I'm going to presume that there's some people that haven't heard this introduction before, because I want to tell you about it. I mentioned my heroes and guides, and the gift of laughter and being able to make someone laugh or be made to laugh is just such a wonderful thing. And I think the first time, I used to love the radio when I was a little boy and all the comedy shows on the radio, but Saturday Morning Pictures was very special because we used to get to see comedy films and lots of silent films and stuff, and that's where I first saw Stan and Ollie working, and I did a little bit of research and found, yes, I wonder if that's one of the tent chapters in, you know, they've got a secret, well, it's not that secret, they have a fan club called the Sons of the Desert. I've been offered membership, but I don't think the Fez would, I don't know if that's obligatory or not. Anyway, they're wonderful people, both Stan and Ollie were wonderful people, and Ollie was a wonderful dancer. This is a little tune I've written for him to express my gratitude for all the laughter. He's a big fella, but he was a very big man, but he had that grace that not all of us are blessed with. Even down to the way he held his cup and saucer, the little finger up. And he was a lovely mover, apparently, and in Hollywood they used to invite him first. Of all the male stars of the day, Ollie got invited to the big parties first because all the girls loved to dance with him. And that appealed to me. Well, it would, wouldn't it? This is called That'll Do, Babe. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks very much. Now, thank you very much. Thank you very much. My show-off piece, that's it. Right, out the way. Got it out the way early. Listen, I want to introduce the first of my special guests to close this first half. And we've got lots more for you in the second half. Do come back. Be quick, get a drink, because we've only got a certain time to get it all in. There's so much I want to play for you. This is my first guest. She's helped me write so many songs. She's my co-writer. I first met her when I was 19, and she's been my constant companion ever since. You haven't seen her for a very long while, and I only bring her out for very special days. Will you please welcome Miss Gibson? My hand grew round this guitar. So we'll close the first half of the song. If you want to join in, that'd be nice. It's four who share this room, and we work hard for the crack. Sleeping late on Sundays, well, I never get to Mass. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further by the day. It's a long way from Clare to here. When Friday comes around, well, Terry's only into fighting. And Ma would like a letter home, but I'm too tired for writing. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long way from Clare. And it almost breaks my heart when I think of Josephine. I told her I'd be coming home when my pocket's full of green. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long way from Clare to here. Now the only time that I feel alright is when I'm into drinking. It sort of ease the pain of it, and it levels out my thinking. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long way from Clare. Sometimes hear a fiddle play, or maybe it's a notion. I dream I see white horses dance upon that other ocean. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets farther day by day. It's a long way from Clare to here. It's a long way from Clare to here. See you soon. All right. Thank you. Well, I said earlier we've got some wonderful guests for you tonight. And the evening is really about friends and people who helped me make my music over the years. And my first guest is very special. If he hadn't invited me down to Cornwall to accompany him on his summer season, in 1966, I think my life would have been very different. Lots of people talk about him. Eric Clapton names him as one of his influences, and Rod Stewart alleges that he went busking with him. I actually have been busking with him. And would you please welcome the legendary and my friend, Whiz Jones. We like to do a song. I remember one time, I'll say this really quickly, Wiz had three little boys, and they were all in nappies. They were born so close together, and we got to the laundrette down in Cornwall. We didn't have any money to pay for the washing, so we busked for 10 minutes or something, got the coins for the laundrette, and I wouldn't be surprised if this one was. From the baby living by the San Francisco Bay. Ocean line, she gone so far away. Didn't mean to treat her so bad. What's the best girl I ever have had? She said goodbye, she lied and made me cry. I'm gonna lay down and die. He got a nickel away, got a lousy dime. If she don't come back, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. If she ever come back to stay, gonna be another brand new day. I'm a walking with my baby down by the San Francisco Bay. Wondering which way to go. Woman, I'm so crazy about, she don't want me no more. Gonna take a little free train just because I'm a feeling blue. Ride on down to the end of the line, thinking only of you. Live a while in another city, I'm just about to go insane. And it sounds like I heard my baby the way she used to call my name. She ever come back to stay, gonna be a brand new day. I'm a walking with my baby down by the San Francisco Bay. Hey, hey, walking with my baby down by the San Francisco Bay. We'd like to welcome Chris Parkinson to the stage, who will play this is a Woody Guthrie song. Thank you, Woody, for everything. Well, the crops are all in and the peaches are ripening. The oranges are stacked in their creosote dumps, and they're flying them back to the Mexican border to pay all their wages to way back again. Now my father's own father, he waded that river. They took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters come work in your fruit trees, and they rode on the trucks till they took down and died. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalito. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus Maria. And you won't have a name when you ride the big, and all they will call you will be devotees. Now some of us are illegal and some are not wanted. Our contract's over and we've gotta move on. 600 miles to the Mexican border. They treat us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. Now the sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon, like a fireball of lightning that shook all our hills. Who are all these friends, all scattered like dry leaves? The radio says they are just deportees. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus Maria. And you won't have a name when you ride the big lane. And all they will call you will be deportees. Now is this the way we can grow our big orchards? Is this the best way we can grow our good food? To lose all these friends left to rot on our topside, to be known by no name except deportees. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus Maria. And you won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. And all they will call you will be deportees. And all they will call you will be deportees. Miss Jones. Thanks very much. I suppose that the letters I most often get are saying songs reminding me not to forget the old songs. Well, I have to say I can't forget the old songs. They all took me such a long time to write. They're firmly lodged here. Don't often get the use of a Steinway. And so we thought we'd do this for you tonight. I shall introduce the guys as I go on. Over there's Martin Alcock, the producer. The producer and arranger of Sand in Your Shoes and a lot of the Dylan Thomas stuff as well. It's lovely to have you, Martin. And over here is the man who does all my beautiful string arrangements, Graham Prescott on mandolin. Chris Parkinson, you know, and right here behind me, this young fella, first met when he was 17, when he was playing in the Ian Campbell folk group, better known now for Fairport Convention. This is Dave Pegg. That old sleeps in the rain, lest the sun has shone. That old brown dog is all alone, since old Bill been gone, and sleeping in the rain. It only gives a dog a bad name. And if Bill were alive, well, I know he would decide to have the same thing done. That old brown dog, well, he sure smells bad, say the people from the town. That old brown dog is almost lame. Someone should put him down. It'd be an act of kindness. Oh, don't you know it'd be for the best? If you bring a rope, I'll bring my gun. It'll be all over for the dog can guess. Could an old brown dog have become wise? Guess they were after him. His hearing was failing, oh, and his eyes were fast growing dim. On the day that they come to kill him, he sensed a rabbit all along. Did anybody see a rabbit chased across the meadow by an old brown dog? That old brown dog with his tail wagging as he laid himself down, and it did not seem to matter that the rabbit had long gone to ground. And there in the sun, the heat, his old heart ceased to beat. And high above the meadow, the skylarks were singing as the spark went out. Thank you so much. It's been my great privilege to work with some incredible musicians over the years. I know I mostly work on my own, but I've been accompanied on my travels by some wonderful people. My next guest is a true innovator, a true original. I first heard him play, I think probably in 1966 or something, and his unique guitar style, his amazing voice, and his beautiful songs. I have a complete collection of his records, and I can't say that about many artists, but I do have my next guest. He's a superb guitarist. It's very hard to find a song of his that I can actually play along with. But we've had a go at this one before, and it would be lovely to try it again for you. Please welcome Bert Jans. I got to play harmonica on one of Bert's records. In fact, I've got to play harmonica twice on two of Bert's records. If I keep practicing, he might let me play guitar on one of them one day.
Well, I thought I need a harmonica, that's what it needs. Who do I know that plays a harmonica? Hearken to the sweet place, the dance so merrily. How I wish the wind would do the same for me. But rooted here like a withered tree of mine, and I watch both day and night pass by.
'Twas a cruel and wicked master stole my freedom and charged me to fight for him and win a victory. But now here am I in this damp and dreary cell, and all I know of time is the church bell.
Come the stag down from the mountain, come the howl from where he sleeps, come the eagle from his high nest, to where the salmon does swim and does leap. Come fast and boldly, set me free.
Moon shines soft and clear in the dead black endless sky. Cartwheel and bright stars twinkling down, and from the shadows calls the night owl. He's echoing my lonely bell. I dream of waters glowing, sweet air to softly breathe, of meadowlands with the bobtail bobs and waves, of sunny days where children love and play, and sweet music to drive my grief away, and sweet music to drive my grief away. They'll all be back together in a minute. I've been very lucky to have been involved in writing the music for Billy Connolly's wonderful world tour series of programs. I'm sure you've seen some of those. And on the last show, it was a real privilege to have a wonderful singer sing one of my songs. We changed a couple of words, and she sang the song that went on the Irish programs. She's an award-winning singer, a wonderful young lady, and she is going to sing one of the songs that jammed the switchboard after the show went out. Please welcome Cara Dillon.
Thank you. How are you supposed to follow that song a minute ago? I mean, my God. So Ralph's going to go off and have a cup of tea or a glass of champagne or something, and we're going to sing Roses for you. And this is a beautiful song. It's got a gorgeous chorus, and it would be just beautiful to hear you all singing along with us. It's There Were Roses and the Tears of the People Ran Together, so I'll be listening out. My song for you this evening, it's not to make you sad, not for adding to the sorrow of our troubled northern land. But lately I've been thinking, and it just won't leave my mind, tell you about two friends one time who were both good friends of mine. Isaac, he was Protestant, and Shawn was Catholic born, but it never made a difference, for the friendship, it was strong. And sometimes in the evening, when they heard the sound of drums, they said it won't divide us, we will always be as one. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. It was on a Sunday morning when the awful news came round. Another killing had been done just outside Newrytown. We knew that Isaac danced up there, we knew he liked the band, but when we heard that he was dead, we just could not understand. Now fear, it filled the countryside, there was fear in every home. When late at night a car came riding round the Ryan Road, a Catholic would be killed tonight to even up the score. Oh Christ, it's young MacDonald they have taken from the door. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. Isaac was my friend, he cried, he begged them with his tears, but centuries of hatred have ears that do not hear. An eye for an eye, that was all that filled their minds, and another eye for another eye, till everyone is blind. Well, I don't know where the moral is, or where this song should end, but I wonder just how many wars are fought between good friends, and those that give the orders are not the ones to die. It's Scott and young MacDonald and the likes of you and I. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. There were roses, roses, there were roses, and the tears of the people ran together. Assalamu alaikum on the piano. Thank you.
Whatever was that? How beautiful. Thank you so much, Corin. That was Sam. Couldn't miss an opportunity to do a duet. Oh, come on now and dry your eyes. Time will ease away the pain. Oh, clouds disperse and show the clear skies, and the earth smells sweeter after rain.
Now there has never been a deluge that could wash out every stain. In cracked pavements, weeds find refuge, but the earth smells sweeter after rain.
Oh, the world is vast, but pain's horizons wrapped around us makes it small. But if you break up from this prison, depending where the teardrops fall, out of barrenness renewal, hope is just a tiny grain. Irony is often cruel, but the wind smells sweeter after rain. And debris left when floods receded was surely bound to cause you pain. Just ignore all that's not needed. The earth smells sweeter after rain. And sadness is a poor hard teacher. You're not alone, we're all the same. Running down the road to meet her, Palace Gate or Factory Lane. Joy is not to one confined, neither then is grief and pain. Water only draws the line, and the earth smells sweeter after rain. After rain.
Thank you very much.
Here come the team with the addition of a very good friend of mine from Ireland, which you welcome also on, I think, viola tonight, Frank Gallagher. And on the violin, Graham, who actually wrote this arrangement some 20 odd years ago. Age is made of frail, scared to take her in my arms. But there's an understanding now, and a peace behind the eyes. And age is for complaining, but you won't hear much from me. I'm growing old with Naomi. Now I recall the first time I took her in my arms. Times it was unfaithful, she said no future in the past. We don't talk about it, she keeps a gentle edge on me, and I don't mind growing old with Naomi. Well, she wasn't all I wanted, but she's all I'll ever need. Don't the rich men always want for more? And I was rich indeed. A rich man and a poor fool, but it turned out right for me. How lucky can you get growing old with Naomi? Now the kids today, they think that they discovered everything. Papa, me and her, well, we did it all. Didn't need a wedding ring. And sometimes things remind us when she's smiling back at me. It ain't hard growing old with Naomi. No, she wasn't all I wanted, just all that I'd ever need. Oh, don't the rich men always want for more? And I was rich indeed. I never thought her beautiful, but I do now, 'cause I see I'm getting wiser, growing old with Naomi. Well, the place is kind of quiet now, the kids have all left home, and we'd like to see more of them, but we're grateful when they come. And in the quietness afterwards, she comes and sits by me, makes me feel like a man, growing old with Naomi. She makes me feel like a man, growing old with Naomi. Now, Frank, Mr. Gallagher, suggested to me that it would be fun to play a new song. I said, well, you know, I'm not very prolific. New songs, and this is the absolute truth. I finished this one. Well, I actually have played it once before, but I got it wrong. That was 2 nights ago. So I had another look at it, and I finished it just now. Thank you very much. When Channel 4 started up, their first TV programs, they had a series of black and white adventure films, and there was one called Around Cape Horn. An old boy, he was old when he did the commentary on it, recounted his adventures that he had in 1928 when he sailed on the biggest sailing ship in the world, around the wild Cape Horn. And the real message of this song, I think, is that to really feel alive, sometimes you have to flirt with death. I didn't know that when I started it, but that's what it is. And now I'm flirting with danger. I was born a land-bound farm boy, and in New England raised. The rippling of the wheat fields, well, they were my ocean waves. Each cry and call, each rise and fall of crows across the corn was seagulls swooping across the bow of the ship I dreamed I'd sail around Cape Horn. My deck was the dusty farmyard, my mast was the telegraph pole. And the wind-blown choir in the telephone wire was the chord heard in my soul. And it seemed to have been singing since the day that I was born. I'm gonna take a trip on a sailing ship all the way around the wild Cape Horn. Well, I found that ship in Hamburg. Her name was the Peking. Our skipper's name was Captain Jers, and I never met a man like him, able to men out from the sea by the hair in a raging storm. And he kept that grip on a sailing ship all the way around the wild Cape Horn. Well, it's 4 hours on and it's 4 hours off. You sleep in your wet clothes. The only dry thing on this ship is the cargo down below. 11,000 miles we sailed, nigh on 100 dawns. 32 sails on a heaving ship, pulling us around the wild Cape Horn. Well, the cargo weighed 5,000 tons, the ship 3,000 more. An acre of sail was up aloft, some 17 stories tall. And we had a pig and a scruffy dog and a turkey fed on corn, and willing hands who catch the wind, hauling us around the wild Cape Horn. For 17 days we were becalmed, and then Friday the 13th, 68 great ships were lost in the storm of the century. But we blew into the Atlantic on a sunlit, sparkling morn. Turkey got sick, so we ate him quick on the way around the wild Cape Horn, where she had us sort of hypnotized, no time to catch our breath. If you want to feel really alive, well, you have to flirt with death. Sail close to the harness wind and treat all risk with scorn. A farm boy and an unyoked team plowed their way around the wild Cape Horn. Voyage we lost 2 boys, they got thrown overboard. Silence from us down below, no one could put in words. 2 empty bunks to mark the space in our young lives to mourn. Poised between old life and death, on the way around the wild Cape Horn. And she had us sort of hypnotized, no time to catch our breath. If you ever want to feel alive, well, you better flirt with death and sail close to the hardest wind, treat all risk with scorn. And a farm boy and an unyoked team plowed their way around the wild Cape Horn. And mountain waves like avalanches crashed upon her decks. The screaming winds snapped ropes and spars to try to have us wrecked. But she rose and fell through the foam and the swell. Her sails were ripped and torn. 8,000 tons tossed like a cork all the way around the wild Cape Horn. And she had us sort of hypnotized, no time to catch our breath. If you wanna feel alive, you have to flirt with death and sail close to the hardest wind, treat all with scorn. A farm boy and an unyoked team plowed their way around the wild game home. Well, a farm boy and an unyoked team plowed their way around the wild game home. What are they like? Mike Harding calls these guitars Bradford fighting guitars. Many of you will know that I actually made an album on one. I called it National Treasure because it was a national guitar, I thought. And I found out it wasn't. So I had to kind of get one. And I got this. This is a real one. I'm going to dedicate this to an old friend of mine who passed away a couple of years ago. We had a jug band together years ago, and we used to play strange titles, things like Boodle-Am Shake and I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. I don't know how that got in there, but I'm a Fulham supporter. And I wrote this song for the band, and we recorded it back in 1968. Oh, don't stop. I forgot my primitive demo. Wouldn't be right without this, would it? Well, I'm running up a spiral staircase, drilling a hole in the ground. And the staircase is winning and my head is spinning and I don't even dare to look around. And I'm running up that spiral staircase and I can't reach the top. I'm running up that spiral staircase and I'm too scared to stop. There ain't nothing anybody can do to stop the staircase like a giant corkscrew, spinning around and around, round and around, around and around and around. Now in the beginning it was moving so slowly, I never noticed it at first. But every time I see you, I was picking up speed and my forehead is gonna burst. And I'm running up the spiral staircase and I can't reach the top. I'm running up the spiral staircase and I'm too scared to stop. There ain't nothing anybody can do to stop the staircase like a giant corkscrew, spinning around and around, round and around, around and around and around. Now in the beginning it was moving so slowly, I never noticed it at first. But every time I see you, it's picking up speed and I think my forehead is gonna burst. And I'm running up the spiral staircase and I can't reach the top. Running up the spiral staircase and I'm too scared to stop. There ain't nothing anybody can do to stop the staircase like a giant corkscrew, spinning around and around, round and around, round and around and around. I'm wearing out and I'm really beginning to tire. Though the staircase is steel, well it just about feels as though it's gonna catch on fire. And I'm running up the spiral staircase and I can't reach the top. I'm running up the spiral staircase and I'm too scared to stop. And I believe I'm bound to shoot through. And there's no staircase like a giant corkscrew, so I'm spinning around and around, round and around, round and around and around. Wow. You know, the first time I played here, I think this song was very, very new indeed. And people joined in with it. And I don't know, it's a big birthday. I thought we would get some professional help to get you all singing. There are no finer singers in the land than the London Gospel Community Choir. Have you seen the old man in the closed down market, kicking up the papers with his worn out shoes? In his eyes you see no pride, and held loosely at his side yesterday's paper telling yesterday's news. So how can you tell me you're lonely, and you say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old girl who walks the streets of London? Dirt in her hair and her clothes in rags. She's no time for talking, she just keeps right on walking, carrying her home in 2 carrier bags. So how can you tell me you're lonely, and you say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London, and I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. In the all-night cafe at 11:15, same old man sitting there on his own, looking at the world over the rim of his teacup, and each tea lasts an hour, and he wanders home alone. So how can you tell me you're lonely, and you say for you that the sun don't shine? Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Have you seen the old man outside the Seaman's Mission? Memory fading with the metal ribbons that he wears. And in our winter city, the rain cries a little pity for one more forgotten hero and a world that doesn't care. So how can you tell me you're lonely, and you say for you that the sun don't shine.
Sun don't shine.
Let me take you by the hand and lead you through the streets of London. I'll show you something that'll make you change your mind. Oh. I remember, wow, overwhelming, isn't it? For me it is anyway. It's been absolute, I've had a great night. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks to my friends. I've got to share a bit of news here. I've just been told yesterday I'm going to be a grandpa again, to number 8 this time. So I won't be hanging up the guitar for a little while, I can assure you that. I'm just going to say thank you to all my guests. These are my friends, and they have supported me in music all the way along the line. I'm so happy to have shared tonight with them all. Here they all are. Here's a song for a mate of ours. We haven't got a spare harmonica player anywhere, have we? Mike! Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Hardin from the wonderful Radio 2 show. Thank you. I get a little sadness now, just now and then, and it comes to remind me, oh Lord, what it was like when, well, I was out on the road. I was happy, I was hungry, I was cold, 'cause you win and then you lose. All you get is the Zimmerman blues. All you get is the Zimmerman blues. All you get is the Zimmerman blues, and you never ask for no Zimmerman blues. I said, don't give me money now if it's bad for my head. And you can keep the honey now, put something else on the bread. But I lose a little time, friend. Oh, Miss Toddy was making it end, and we all wound up confused. Well, that's what you call the Zimmerman blues. Oh, what you call the Zimmerman blues. Oh, what you call the Zimmerman blues, and you never ask for no Zimmerman blues. across a veranda, build a building or two. It gets harder for me, oh Lord, and easier for you. For as the stars turn above, well, all we ever asked for was love, and I think of hope in you. Cinnamon blues. Oh, if God was a cinnamon blues. Oh, if God was a cinnamon blues. We never asked for no cinnamon. I get a little serious now, just now and then, and it comes to remind me, oh Lord, when I called you a friend. So where do we go from here? For me it won't ever get that near. If you did not know what I would choose. Cinnamon blues, anything but the cinnamon blues, anything but the cinnamon blues. I ain't got no use for the cinnamon blues. I have to say, what a wonderful journey it's been. What a wonderful trip. This is the start of something, not the end of something, you know? The start of something. In the bleak midwinter, frosty winds made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long, long time ago.
Angels and archangels may have gathered there. Cherubim and seraphim throng the air. But his mother only in a maiden place worship her in heaven with the King.
What can I give you, poor as I am? If I were a shepherd, I would give a lamb. And if I were a wise man, I would duly play my part. What can I give him? I will give my heart. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan, and earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long, long time ago. In the bleak midwinter, long, long time ago. Thanks so much. I'll see you down the road. I'll see you down the road. Take care.
evening, everybody. What a night, hey? Isn't this just lovely? This is the real thing, isn't it? Don't you think? There's no digital enhancing or backtracks being played in or auto-pitching, all that kind of stuff. It's just a lovely, lovely evening to put in place a cornerstone this man's life and his career, because it's 30 years now since the release of Streets of London. It's very soon coming up to Ralph's 60th birthday, and we're all here to pay our respects to, there's an old-fashioned word actually in the music industry, trooper is the word. You don't hear it quite so often these days, but it implies all sorts of good stuff. Ralph is a true trooper, and tonight, as we've heard, he is one of the great songwriters, not just in this country, but I think anywhere in the world. I mean, the body of work that we've had tonight is just absolutely wonderful. So here we are with these very, very heavy gold discs, and I want to invite the man back on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Ralph McTell.